Well, it's the big show. Nate.
Sinking Big Podcast.
Here we go. I think it's only fitting. It's only fitting that I do this, right? Nate. Because we're back. We're super back. Hold up. Let me take off the make mask. Shout out to my homie Writings from Michael for this mask, by the way. It was my first gift from my homie Mike. When I went out to LA, he gave me a mask, and he's like, yo, Al, man, I want to bless you, yo. I want to give you a piece of, my company, my brand, my vision. But what do you want your mask to say? I said, Mike, if there was anything that my mask is going to say, it would be one word. Nate. All right. So with that being said, welcome back to the Black Idea Guy podcast, everyone. Shout out to homie Fritz. Shout out to my production team here today. We have Amir and Angela, Angie Davis, Studio Mamiosa. Shout out. And yeah, I think at this point, without any further ado, we could jump into my shenanigans and my rants for the day. Also, just to do some housekeeping, I'm trying to figure out a flow. Trying to figure out like my format. I'm trying to figure out the structure for this show, because I also realized too, in the last time I jumped on the Black Idea Guy pod, I realized that I'm setting myself up for a lot of smoke to come my way. Like, it's a lot of heat that you get when you take on a show for yourself, or by yourself, right? When you are the sole perspective that's channeling these messages, and like you're putting out your ideas out to the world, everything that comes back is directly at you. Like, if you don't have a co-host, you can't split the load of like the heat that you get. It's really coming to you, and it just is what it is. So I'm ready for all the smoke that's gonna come for whatever I gotta say. And that's from now until they decide to never sell me another microphone at the stores where I buy microphones from. That's just how it's gonna go. And I'm really happy. It's a Sunday. We're back taping, and I can't even unlock my computer. Okay. But yeah, people have been asking me lately about a lot of ideas. And I think that I'm one of those types of people who for the last 8 years, I've been pushing myself out and promoting myself as someone that comes up with lots and lots of ideas. But not only am I an idea type of person, I'm not only just the Black Idea Guy, I'm the Black Idea executor, right? Like, I execute a lot on the ideas that come to mind, and I don't let them just fall by the wayside. I find ways to repurpose and repackage my ideas, and I express them out in ways that are very timely and culturally relevant. I think the last expression of that was Dap Collector's hand sanitizer, which is showing signs of promise and is showing explosive growth early on. And people are realizing that the things that I come forward with really satisfy these needs in the market that other creatives haven't really figured out how to do. So, and many times when I come with ideas, I don't try to build ideas to compete. I build ideas to conquer. Like, that's my way of thinking about things. I don't really want to, be trying to outdo the next man. I just want to see what the next man ain't doing and do that, period. And I want to be able to help all of my audience and anyone that really fucks with me on this platform to learn how to get your ideas off the ground. And we'll start right there, Ange. Like, the first thing that I usually do when I'm brewing and stewing ideas, I'm incubating, I'm festering these thoughts, I'm looking at society, I'm really ingesting a lot of content, right? On a previous show that we did, The Social Scene, one of our topics that we ended up not taping this show. We didn't end up taping this segment, but we had this idea of being a consumption junkie, right? We spoke about being a consumption junkie, and my take on being a consumption junkie is that in order for you to produce, you have to be able to understand the categories which you're producing for. So you have to do a lot of research. A lot of producers or creators, entrepreneurs, business people, like inventors, innovators, you have to know the landscape that you're trying to step into, right? It takes a lot of research, it takes a lot of studying, but it's good studying, right? And you also got to know what you're looking for. You have to know how to find it. You have to know the right ways of searching. And that's the first step to getting your idea off the ground. Understanding where the idea will be positioned and how you're going to fit this idea into culture. All right. As the idea starts to become more of something that's crowding your thoughts and it's sitting in your mind, you're looking for inspo, you're trying to figure out how to take this idea to the next level. You now want to start figuring out, okay, how am I going to PR this? How is this going to come onto the scene? And this is something that people are going to be talking about. What will make people want to talk about this particular idea? The reason why DAP works, right? Or even say Alive and Creative, right? The reason why those work, well, one, I'll use Alive and Creative for an example. Those two words are synonymous, right? There is no life without creation, right? And in order for one to live, one must create. I took those two words, put them together, and then I wanted to build a community around those two words because I'm pretty sure any creative aligns with the messages of being alive and creative, right? And anyone that wants to just kind of live a free-spirited life, you live in those spaces, right? And just because I just uploaded the drop, I just kind of want to, I just want to do that. We could do that now. Like, I could do that now. You feel me? God damn it. What are we talking about, yo? Show me some love. What? Come on now. All right. Let me get back to it, though. I'm just saying, man. It's exciting. It's exciting. One more time. Yo, it just sounds like I'm just saying, yo, it's different. Real different. Getting your idea off the ground. Like timing. I have it tatted on my hand if you could see it. Timing is everything. Timing is everything when you're trying to get an idea off the ground because the right timing will help you to make an idea as relevant as possible. If you're striking something while it's hot, you have all eyeballs on that concentrated conversation, right? When there's a conversation happening, and if you decide to chime in with your 2 cents, people actually might give a fuck about listening to what you have to say, right? It just so happened that in the middle of a pandemic, I created a hand sanitizer, right? And I branded it a certain way. So now it's like, yo, you can't ignore how we're coming to the market. You can't really like try to turn the cheek to it because the product that was at one point the most sought out thing in the world, the smoke clears out of the pandemic and I'm holding up the trophy, right? And I'm holding up the trophy and I'm like, yo, this is a product that's not just for me. This is a product that's for us all. If you're trying to sell to black people, you got to be on time. You got to be, you have to be like aware. You have to be very, very on the pulse. You have to be in the know. You got to, what they say, if you know, you know. And you kind of got to know what speaks to the senses, what speaks to our emotions, what speaks to our understanding, what speaks to the things that excite us. Regardless of what you're selling, it takes alignment. It takes a very, very deep understanding of how to align something that's unfamiliar with the already familiar. It's important, right? When it came to any one of the brands, DAP, Alive and Creative, Brands Come Alive, Social Scene, anything that I've done over the years, when getting it off the ground, I had to put it into the world in spaces where people already were. It's not to disrupt, it's to integrate, right? It's not to interrupt, it's to integrate. So I aligned these things in a lot of those spaces. And I think for anyone that's trying to get ideas, new ideas out into the world, you have to figure out what are the current ideas and how do I put my new idea into those same conversations.